Here is the answers of the questions which I have given in the previous class session. So check whether your answer is correct.
Good morning students. Welcome back to ICT class. This is our video class number 42. And we are continuing with the 9th chapter, which is Moving Images with Synfig Animation Studio Software. And this is an animation chapter, and this chapter is very simple. And the previous class we have discussed about a lot of activities that we are doing with this Synfig Animation Studio. Do you remember the topics that we have seen in the previous class? Yes, we have discussed about
activity 9.6 and activity 9.7, movement of star in opposite direction. There we have given what the keyframe, current time as 120 frame. And also activity 9.7, let's create sunrise. So that we have created one background color, and then we have drawn one sun using circle tool. Then we have animated that sun and background, and we have changed the color and position of that objects. Thereby we have created sunrise, animating sun. So these are the previous class activities.
Hope you all remember all those activities. So by the end of today's class session, you will be able to learn about.
The learner will understand about importing files in Synfig Animation Studio, which means how to import images in this software, and also to learn about how to animate bird flying towards the branch of a tree. So these are today's class session. So let's start today's class session with the last and final activity in chapter 9, which is bird flying towards a branch of a tree. So in the previous class and all, we have created some objects and we have animated that particular object which we have drawn using the tools given in this toolbar, isn't it? We have filled color to that shape, and we have given gradient color, then we have drawn sun, we have drawn star, etc. So we have used all the tools in this given toolbar. And in the last activity, we are going to import some images. In LibreOffice Writer, Impress and all, we are inserting some images using Insert Image option, isn't it? Likewise, here we are going to import some images and we are going to animate that particular objects. So shall we start today's class? Okay, so listen to your textbook activity 9.8, bird flying towards the branch of a tree. So that we require first a background image that includes sky and a tree, and also we have to import a bird image. So go to file option, select import option. Don't select open option, go to file, import option. So click on this option so that you can see the corresponding home folder from school resources, standard 10, animation resources folder, animation images. Select the corresponding image according to our activity. So I am selecting BG, background, for that activity. Then click on import button. So here you can see the corresponding image. Click on this image, you can see a square, and click and drag this point, this node which is indicated using one orange color. Click and drag this point in order to resize the image. So drag the handles on the rectangle you get and resize the background. So click and drag this point. Click and drag this point in order to adjust the background, and that particular image in the layer palette you can see BG. So this is the first layer known as BG. So our first part is over. Next we have to import image of a bird to this corresponding picture. So that again go to file option, then select import option. From the school resources standard 10 animation resources folder, select the corresponding bird image. I am selecting this particular image, parrot. Click on import option, so that here you can see the parrot image. If you click on this picture, here in the layer palette you can see the selected picture is a background and not the image. For resizing the image of this bird, from the layer palette click on this parrot option, because a bird is known as parrot and it is shown in this layer. For resizing the image of that bird, click on that particular layer. Otherwise what will happen if you resize this image? Here the selected image is our background, so our background will get resized. So in order to resize this picture, that image of a bird, go to that particular layer and then start resizing that image. Resize that image of that bird, and then here by click and drag on this green node we can arrange its position. So I am going to arrange its position to this particular side. Arrange the position of the bird. Yes, we have arranged the picture of that bird. And next step is our main step. What is our main step? Animation. So in this animation, two main steps are there. The first step is a bird will start moving from this particular position and it will reaches this branch of a tree. This is our first step, bird towards the branch of a tree. And the second step is that along with that moving bird, this moving background will get also moved. That is second animation. So two animation we have to done in this activity. First is bird flying towards the branch of a tree, and the second step is this cloud or a background will get moved. So let's start doing the animation. For that, what we have to do? First of all, we have to select the picture of that object. Here we have selected the image of that bird. Here in the layer palette you can see the selection. So check whether it got correct selection. So here you can see the corresponding layer got selected. After that, click on turn on animate editing mode. So click on this particular icon, then give the current time. Here I am giving 120 frame because I don't want to make this bird back to its original position. Our animation is that the bird start flying from here and it will reaches the branch of the tree. So I am giving the full frame time as 120 frame. And what we have to do? In the parameters panel, in the keyframe option, click on this plus icon. After typing this 120 frame, press enter key in your keyboard. Don't forget this. After typing the current time period, click on enter key in your keyboard. After that, click on this, then only this plus button will get active. That's why I'm saying after typing the current time, press enter key in your keyboard, and in parameters panel, click on this keyframe option and then click on add new frame option. Then only this corresponding frame will get added in this parameters panel. So click on this plus symbol so that here you can see a frame got added. And then what we have to do? Change the position of the bird by pressing this, click and drag this green node and place a bird to the branch of the tree like this. Place the bird over this branch of a tree. So first step is over. What is the next step? Background. Also we want to move this background. For that, click on this BG option and then in the same way press this green color node and start moving the background like this. So we can move this background by clicking and dragging, move the background behind. See, like this, move the background. So our animation is over, giving animation is over. So let's play that animation. What we have to do? After doing every activity, click on seek to begin option. To go back to the previous activity, click on seek to begin option and then start play this animation video. See, bird also flying and a background will get also moved. So if you wish to view it as a video file, you can view it as a preview. Go to file option, click on preview button. Here you can change the quality of that video. Click on preview option. Here click on play button. See, we can view it as an animation video preview. After doing the activity, click on file, save button. And if you wish to view it as a video file, click on file, render option. Here instead of PNG, type FLV. Small letter FLV. After that, click on render option. After rendering, here you can see the message file rendered successfully. Here we can see our animation. See. So like this we can view our animation as a video file by rendering that video. So here comes an end to 9th chapter. So every activities are over. Only 3 activities are there to do in 9th chapter. The first activity is movement of star in the sky, which means our first scene. So there we can move one big star towards right and back to its original position. So opposite direction and towards right position. Then second activity is creating sunrise. Next scene, creating sunrise. And then third activity is moving of bird towards branch of the tree. So only 3 activities are there to complete in Skinfig Animation Studio. Such an easy software. Only the thing to learn is that select that object, select this particular object, click on animate on option. After that, give the keyframe and then add that particular keyframe and change the position of the object. Okay, so this is chapter 9 animation, and in page number 144 there is one extended activity, bird flapping its wings. We can make this wings flapping. As it is that extended activity and it is for not for evaluation, I am not showing that activity. In the next class I will do some example questions which I have asked in the previous year question paper, so that you will be more thorough in this chapter. So in the next class let's do some activities. Okay, so here comes an end to chapter 9 animation with Skinfig Animation Studio. Here is let's evaluate questions. Which among the following is different from others? Toon Boom, Adobe Flash, Blender and Anim Studio. Here the correct option is Blender because other 3 are animation software. So Blender is different from others. And second question, which term among the following is related to the process in which the software all by itself generate the frame between the key frames? The option is twinning. Then fourth question, here you can see some images of some tools and its uses. Match the following. The first tool is fill tool. Give color to objects. We can give color to the objects using fill tool. For example, that sunrise activity, I have given color to the sun using this fill tool. And this particular tool is gradient tool. In order to apply or blend or to mix 2 or more colors, we are using gradient tool. And third tool you all are familiar with, it is square tool. We can draw square using this particular tool. And fourth tool is also familiar to you. You have studied this tool in GIMP software, which is move tool. Here it is known as smooth move tool, to select an object and manipulate handles. So in today's class we have discussed about the last and final activity in chapter 9, which is activity 9.8, bird flying towards branch of a tree. For that, here is the steps. Open the image of sky and the bird using file import option and open the image from school resources standard 10 folder, and then for animation click on the image. Here the image is bird, so click on that image and activate animate editing on option. After that, add the keyframe as 120 frame, and move the position of the object, which means the image of bird as well as the sky. After doing the activity, render the file. So here comes an end to chapter 9.
So that's our chapter 9, moving images. We have completed each and every activities in chapter 9, and there are 4 main activities. One is movement of star towards one direction and back to opposite direction, and then what? Creating sunrise. And the last activity was bird flying towards the branch of a tree, and in that activity we have imported some images. So for your exam, the question asks like this: import this and this image and then start animating one particular object. So only 3 main activities are there in chapter 9: movement of star, sunrise, and bird flying towards the branch of a tree. So hope you all have understood each and every activities in chapter 9, and in the next class I'll be showing some examples or exam oriented questions related to 9th chapter. Okay, so we'll be more thorough in this chapter. So that's our chapter 9. We have completed chapter 9. So in the next class we'll practice out some examples. So do your homework, study well. Thank you and have a nice day.